Magician's Quest is a fun series, but there's a lot of features that are definitely far from perfect. And I say that there's a lot of new people joining the Magician's Quest community. Welcome. We'll probably never get new content, but luckily there's a lot of stuff that exists. So yeah, but a lot of features are confusing beginners, and so I get some comments asking how to do such. Activating mystery time, classes, how to cast magic, interacting with classmates, selling stuff, like more. I've split the video into chapters, so if you just need like something specific, you should be able to find it. Yeah. Let's start off with the main feature of the first game, which is mystery time. You can get the key in the tower, which is where like the books are for the bug and fish, and by talking to the principal headmaster, and you can just ask him. And then he'll be like, I made a key for you, here you go. And then it's like, okay, cool. And you can see if you already have it because it has a icon in your inventory menu that looks like this. And once you got the key, you go to like where your like dorms are, and you go to the dorm mystery that you start the game in, and you just be like, I want to activate mystery time. And then there you go. They show you a shadow of like whatever mystery you're on before it starts, and the name's a bit confusing because the mystery is not actually during mystery time. It is the day after, and I think it lasts for like a week. One of the things that you can do during mystery time is extracurricular classes, and you do this by talking to Mr. Graves, who's kind of like in front of like where the bank and stuff is. And basically he just describes some kind of creature, bug or fish or something, and then your task is to find it. And you can ask him at any time, like if you forgot what he said. And then you go get the creature, bring it back to him. I don't think there's any penalty if you bring him the wrong one a few times, they'll just be like, nope, that's not it. The main thing to do during mystery time is catch like bugs and fish, because there's some that aren't usually available. And then you can trade them in at the tower for like better gems or things that you might need for mysteries or like incantations. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Mr. Graves doesn't always do a fetch quest kind of thing, because sometimes it'll be a magic contest, which in my opinion is a lot more fun and easier than the fetch quest. And I have some old footage from it I'll put on screen. And next up, I'll kind of just go over how the classes work. So in the first game, you can take only one class per day, or like classes that you've already taken. I also have this footage here of like the homeroom kind of thing. So if like one of your classmates leaves, I don't think I've ever spoken to that character. In later games, I always reference the 3DS one because it has like all the features of the other ones. But you can take all of the classes at once instead of just one like per day, and you can take them for as long as that teacher is present. I think they switch out like maybe every hour, and the way in which they ask the question is pretty much the same in every game. In my opinion, the primary benefit of the classes is that it'll store like the spells and incantations and stuff in your menu, which is nice because then you don't have to look them up. You don't have to learn them in order to use them. You can just Google spells if you aren't finding the class for it. So that's nice. If you go to like the teacher's lounge, which is on the left side, you can go and talk to Mr. Oakley and change the times at which the classes are. So if you don't want to wake up in the morning, you don't have to. That sounded a bit grim. Now regarding the magical linguistics, which is stuff that this guy teaches you, it's useless. Like, you use it in a couple of mysteries, but other than that, I don't think really. You use it to communicate with some of the magical creatures, which is important for that, but after you finish the mysteries, it's just kind of there. I mean, obviously use it to cast spells and stuff, but I'm referring to like typing it outright. And when you're playing with other people, you can just use like the chat menu too instead of this to communicate, so I don't know. And now, in order to cast spells, you need to, as the game calls it, turn into a wizard first. So you kind of just spin around and then you get your magic hat. And for a spell, like you start with a spell, you don't need any item or anything to do it. But if you begin it with incantation, then you'll likely need an item of some kind to like hold up after you put it in. And as I mentioned before, you don't actually need to have learned these spells in a class to use them. You can just use them from like, there's like a list someone made online of all of them. So yeah. Characters are immune to spells when they're sitting. This is my favorite one right here. You just kind of transform into them. It doesn't do much, but it's very fun. So next up, the evaluations. So sometimes when you start the game, the tomato dude will call you over and be like, hey, I got like a letter or something. Or like, hey, you should go to, well, it's the castle in like the later games. And then you'll be like, oh, go now or I'll go later. I guess in the 3DS one, you can go to the castle on your own and talk to like the king's attendant and be like, hey, I need an evaluation. But most people are playing the first game. So in that one, it's on the like upstairs right of the school. And basically, they'll just go over how you're improving as a wizard. Like, solving mysteries will definitely up your wizard star level, which is what the principal judges. And the games at the store, like the king will evaluate the store, and the princess will evaluate your fashion. I play the 3DS one a lot, but I don't play them often enough anymore, so when I play, the princess just kind of tells me that I suck and that I'm awful, and they're all like, wow, you're horrible at this, and I'm like, damn. But yeah, the principal will get your like wizard skills up, and you can unlock new hats and stuff for this. Like, for example, if you kill 100 ghosts, you get a skull hat and a skull wand, and if you win Mr. Graves' magic contest, you get like a crystal staff. And if you go to the left side of the school, you can see like the trophies for like the mysteries you've solved and stuff. Finally, I'm going to discuss a bunch of unrelated stuff that's important, but I don't know how to categorize it. So if you go to the haunted house, you can sell furniture and stuff here, but it's full of ghosts. If you're having trouble with the ghost, you can use the spell that I'm doing right now in order to make the ghost fart themselves into oblivion. And you get rid of 100 of them like this, and that's how you get the skull thing. And they respawn when you re-enter it, so it's probably the easiest hat to get. And if you go into store on a day of the month that is a multiple of 3, then the cat sip is there. And you can sell furniture and clothes to him, and he also sells unique and rare furniture, and has like the berry market, which is like the turnip equivalent if you're comparing it to Animal Crossing. If you're having trouble with storage in your room, you can decorate and store things in the other rooms of your dorm, which are like their colored doors that are like on the left of each pair of doors. And yeah, you can just throw stuff on the ground, or you can decorate them if you want another room to decorate. Also, if you're just in like your room and you hear music and the game like zooms in on like the wall in your room to like the right, then if you leave your room and go into like the door next to yours, your neighbor would like teach you a song usually. And in this recording here, I thought the game broke because for like a solid like minute and a half, I was just frozen listening to her sing. But it was not broken, that just happened. To interact with your classmates, you hit like, I think the X button to wave at them and talk to them, and then you'll get like a menu of actions you can do with them. You can go to school together and then she'll be one of your classmates, and you can talk to her after you take a class. There's more interactions in like other games in the series, like you can ask them to go shopping together, and then they just kind of follow you. And I use that in order to like get like food with them and stuff. When you make jewelry, you can polish the jewelry and then it'll sell better in your store. I think the game teaches you that in one of the classes though. If you play really late at night like me, and you can't do some of the stuff you're meant to, The stores will be open. If you have a game of stores, your classmate stores will be open like 24/7, just like yours is. There's a garden on the top floor of the dorm building. There's a table here, you can put stuff on it. I don't think you can in the first game, but you can in later ones. And I don't think the flowers here die, so if you stop playing like the game for a long time like I do, and you come back and all your flowers are dead, you can put them there. Also, for the mandrakes, when you're picking weeds, they are just like a different colored weed, like a more bluish one than the other ones, so you can tell if they'll kill you. Also, the sound of them hitting the ground kills me every time. Anyhow, that's most of the stuff I wanted to cover. If there's something I missed, just let me know. Though I may take a little bit to get to it. Thank you very much for the person who requested this, for your patience, because I had a bunch of health issues. I'll let you all guess which flavor. But yeah, hope you enjoy your Magician's quest, and have a very nice day. Thank you very much for watching.